participating. Because by participating early in these crowd loans, you know, we've been waiting on these for a minute. To recap, a good website to go ahead and bookmark in your browser. I'm going to drop that in the chat here, copy and paste into the Zoom chat. Boom, this is parachains.info. This is pretty much the hub of where we're coming to research information on both crowd loans that we're monitoring, the Kusama crowd loans and the Polkadot crowd loans. So Polkadot's initial crowd loans officially launched November 11th, but as an early sneak peek, they're allowing us to be able to get into some of them early. So Akala, as you can see, already has a good amount of contributions, and we're not even at the official launch date of 11/11. Ooh, manifestation. But by us coming together and just doing a little walkthrough, we can help some of y'all get in early and have this recording on hand for people to refer back to, just so they can see how they can come back and contribute. Because you can always add more. Don't think if you just put some in now that you can't come back and participate again. You can always come back and contribute more. Like say you take the next 2 weeks and buy some more Polkadot, you can come add some more to it. The benefit of a crowd loan, basically, is that you're voting for the best project with the best features. And with as many people voting on it, you vote by contributing your Polkadot, you get rewards for participating early. You earn a second token, whichever crowd loan you participated in. If yours wins a slot, you win that additional token. And you get some early voting rights on that network, not just voting by contributing DOT, but later down the line, as we've seen with other things like Sora farming, we had early access to P-Swap and a whole bunch of other cool things. So this is a really great way to get involved in the crypto space. And it's a really great way to retain your money and your value. Just by loaning your Polkadot to somebody, even as it goes up in value, when the time comes, you get how many ever DOT you put in, that's how many DOT you get back, even if it's grown exponentially. I think that's so cool. So again, you can bookmark this website, parachains.info. And Kusama, by the way, is still having parachain auctions. Like I think y'all know we covered last, 2 weeks ago, BitCountry.pioneer, which is the a metaverse one, Picasso. I believe we also did Integrity Network as well. We had referral links and I posted that to my YouTube. So if you want to refer back to that, that's available. But so tonight with Polkadot, you're going to need your Polkadot.js wallet, which hopefully you already have that set up. If you don't have Polkadot here on Kraken for 12% rewards, you can unstake some of your DOT from the Earn tab. And once it's back in your regular balance, you can come over here and send it. So you're going to hit withdraw once you're in Kraken and you've unstaked your DOT. So once you withdraw it, I'm going to send all of the 60 that I unstaked over to my Polkadot address. I already came here earlier and sent that test amount of 10 or 11 over. So my address is already in here. But if you've never withdrawn Polkadot before, it's going to ask you to put an address in, which you're just going to come up here and click on Polkadot, the browser extension, and you're going to copy your address right up here. Once you copy that address, you're going to drop it in this little space here, and it's going to say, okay, we're sending you an email to confirm. And then you just go over to your Proton Mail, click on the, yes, this is a valid wallet address link, and then it'll let you start sending funds to that address. So I'm gonna go ahead and send over these 60 DOT that I just unstaked. Confirm. And then if you set up your security settings, you should have your Google Authenticator hooked up to it. So I'm coming to my authenticator now. And as you recall with Kraken, there's 4 or 5 different two-factor authenticators on here. You have one for login, one for funding, so on and so forth. You're going to use the funding one. Let me see. So let me go to funding on Kraken. Boom. Type these randomly generated numbers in here. Boom. Confirm. And it says withdrawal successfully submitted. So now I'm going to wait for the DOT to hit my wallet. So while you're waiting for that to happen, and you come back over to the Akala.network website, which you can either navigate there through the email or just type in akala.network. You're going to go ahead and hit contribute now. Oh, I just got an email notification that my dot was successfully sent. I love that. I love Proton Mail. You're going to hit contribute now. The cool thing is they put a little informational video here. It's about 6 minutes long. I just watched it earlier. It explains how you can earn an additional token. Let me pause. I see some questions. Okay, I see that you don't have a dot wallet. Okay, I'll get y'all hooked up in just a second. But I'm gonna go ahead and run through the explanation for those who do have them. So this is a good informational video, and we'll touch on that in just a minute. So after you send your dot from Kraken to your Polkadot wallet, you're going to scroll down. It's going to give you a series of prompts just to make sure you understand everything. One, you're checking, I have installed the Polkadot.js browser extension wallet. Click here for instructions on creating a wallet if you don't have one. So I can, I'll drop that link after I'm done right here. Then they also want you to acknowledge that you actually have Polkadot in your Polkadot.js account. So once you send dot over and it hits your account, you'll see it reflected in this balance up here. It'll say that's the 11 that I sent over earlier. So you'll see it after you connect your wallet right here. It's going to ask you to confirm the address. You said 1YR. And when I click on this, you can see that it matches my Polkadot address in the browser extension. So you'll just confirm that that's the correct address that you have. And then again, it's going to reserve 2 of your dot just for slippage, for fees, for anything like that. So again, you want to send a minimum of 7 over to make sure that you do this appropriately. Once you decided that, yes, I want to send this over, you can drop a referral code in the chat. Here we go. And then I have my own. And Manny, did you find yours? Because I want to use yours. Manny. Oh, let me unmute you. Boom.
My mute button was on. I'm sorry. I'm sitting over
good.
there just talking to myself. I do that on a regular basis anyway, so you know.
That's all good. But did you find your
Who else is gonna give me good advice?
I think my advice is pretty solid. I don't know.
Okay, now let me come over here and drop this in the chat. Where's Zoom at?
And Pedro's asking me, did I use option 1 or option 2, or which one are you referring to? Oh yeah, it populates you on 2 because we're in the early portion of it. I will come back and do 1 as well. There we go. So there's Manny's. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and drop his and mine, and he's going to use mine. So let me get it from here. Boom. And you just have to, if it's a link, you just have to take off the web address at the front because it starts in 0x, just like an ETH wallet. There we go. So by me doing this, Manny's going to get a bonus of 1.3 additional Akalas, a 5% boost for him. And I'm gonna put my email in here. As we know, we all use Proton Mail. I can spell butterfly at protonmail.com. There we go. I agree to receive email communications, and it's letting me know that Akala unlocked at launch is going to be vested. 20% will come back to me. And then I'm gonna get 100% of LC dot because I'm coming in here and doing this early. That's the one of the other tokens I get. The second one's Akala because that's the project we're participating in. But I'm getting LC dot up front to use. And then again, this period for my dot to be locked up is 96 weeks while I use the LC dot with full capabilities. And then it gives you a little estimate of how many rewards you get right here. So I'm gonna hit submit contribution. And it's just gonna ask me to put in my password. So when you connect your, when you create a Polkadot.js wallet, I'm gonna implore y'all to write this stuff down while you're doing it. So while this is happening, you see it saying, just be patient, don't navigate away from the page. And then I'll also drop my own referral link in here if y'all don't have one. And then I'm gonna go over to show y'all how to create a wallet for those of you who don't have one. Boom. That's my referral link. So both of ours are in the chat. Feel free to use either one. And I'm gonna wait on this page until this is done so I can show you the confirmation message. Boom, congratulations and thank you for supporting Akala. So it told me, oh, the other dot that I sent over just hit my wallet, but it tells you exactly how much you put into Akala. It shows me the secondary token that I got up front immediately. And then it's telling me what my awards will be. So, and then of course they give you a copy of your referral code and all that jazz. So I'm gonna hit done and I'm all done. So I'm gonna stop sharing briefly and then I'm gonna pull up the website for you to create. Create your destiny. Here we go, Canva is where I had it. I was making a flyer. Here we go. Boom. There we go. But as you can see, it's a pretty straightforward process. Once you have your browser extension set up and the dot has hit your account from Kraken, you literally just going over to a website, invest in it. And that's literally it. Okay, here we go. Download from here. Boom. And I'm dropping this in the Zoom chat to everyone. This is the website that you're going to download your browser extension from. Even if it says Google Chrome, anything that's for Google Chrome can be put on Brave. So if you like using Brave browser, you can immediately go to that. So here we go. Let me get back to sharing my screen. Boom. Maximize that. Boom, share some. Boom. Okay. So let me go ahead and click on this link and show y'all where it's going to take you to. When you click on polkadot.js.org/extension, for those of you who are watching the replay, when you come here, if you're using Brave browser, again, you can hit download for Chrome and it'll automatically put it on your Brave browser. And then when you come here, it's going to populate you to install it. I already have it installed. So right now it says remove, but if I didn't have it installed, it will say install here. And then once that happens and you've installed it, it's going to ask you to write down your seed phrase. So for those of you who have a stone book, you're going to write it down in your stone book. And then you won't have any accounts sitting here the way that I do. So you're going to come up here and hit this plus sign and you're going to hit create new account. So, and it populates new seed phrases each time. So I'm not going to use these, but when you do that, it'll give you a 12-word seed phrase. You're going to write them down and you're going to say, I've written it down safely. And it'll have you type those same words in to make sure you know it. And then after you've done that, the wallet's created. Once the wallet is created, and of course I won't use that because I just recorded the seed phrases. Every time you open it, you see it's going to generate new seed phrases for you. So don't feel as though you have to use those. But whichever wallet you do create a seed phrase for, make sure you have it written down. So once you've created a wallet, you're going to click on the 3 dots to the right over here and select the relay chain that you want to interact with. So tonight for us, we're doing Polkadot relay chain. So you want to make sure it's on Polkadot. So this is my Polkadot wallet right here. If you were doing Kusama, you would select Kusama, so on and so forth. And then, okay, Lourdes said it. So if we were staking, go into Kraken, unstake, and how long before you can transfer? Literally, it took 5 minutes. I unstaked, and then it said it was unstaked, and I moved it over to the wallet. So if you were waiting to participate, you can literally do it same day.
Yeah, sometimes it'll take about 10 or 15 minutes for it to actually hit your wallet from Kraken. Sometimes Kraken can take a while, but it unstakes immediately.
Right. And then, Jasir, if you have a question, you can unmute. I see your hand is raised.
By the way, Jasir, didn't I hop on with you a couple of days ago and we did something with Kusama?
Yeah, I'm good at that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you had already seen, remember when we hopped on and you was like, oh, I already have Kusama in here.
Yeah. I was just wondering, like,
Mhm.
I guess what I was thinking was, if say I had like 40 dot, and it were, and I wanted to contribute to like 6 different things. I was just making sure that if the one that I could put as much as I wanted up, because I'm gonna get the other 5 back if one wins. So I was kind of trying to understand, because I think before with the KSM, I was kind of holding some back, but I really could have put more in because I'm gonna get it back if that particular project doesn't win. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm getting a better understanding.
That's pretty much it is a estimation is the best way I can say, because again, on this website, you can see that they're having crowd loans basically every week. They're going to announce new projects that are competing. So you never know that, say you had 100 dot right, and you get 5 per project, but essentially just say you have 95 because you want to assume 2 of those are sitting aside for fees or whatnot. And maybe when you're moving it from Kraken to your dot wallet, they take 0.1 or whatever the case may be. So if you have 100, act like you got 95.
Right.
So if you have 95 to play with, then that means you can put 5 per project, or if you're looking for more rewards from a project, you can put more in. But if they don't win a parachain slot, it really depends on how long they allow the auction to go on for. Like Kusama, for example, if we look back at some of these, I think these have been open for, how long has BitCountry been open, Manny?
2 weeks, because the other one just got a parachain slot last week, correct?
Right.
Yeah, so the Kusama ones have been going on for about 2 weeks, I believe.
So you see this date range up here? We're currently on this one, November 1st to November 8th. So at the 8th, either one of 2 things are going to happen first. Either they're going to hit their contributions, meaning, yay, we won a slot, we did what we needed to do, or the time is going to elapse and they might grant them a slot because they had quite a bit and almost hit their goal. But some of these with like tiny little contributions, they probably just going to re-release that KSM. So it really depends on, once you get to that date at the end of that auction week, how far along in their contributions they are and what the crowd interest is and if they're going to win a slot or not.
I understand what you mean. Totally. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see
Now,
in the chat.
this was a troubleshooting thing I can do later, but I have the dot extension set up. I tried to plug it into Kraken and it was saying invalid. And I just clicked the little copy, on the dot extension. I clicked the little copy and pasted it right into the Kraken withdrawal address for the dot. But it was saying invalid dot address.
Was it on the Polkadot relay chain and not on Kusama or some other relay?
I got to look at that. So it could be saying dot extension, but it could be on another relay chain if I don't check that.
And that might format that wallet address differently. So just be sure that it says Polkadot if you're trying to send Polkadot to it.
Thank you.
And then let's see. Lord has said, do you advise to put all in? Not financial advice, but that's up to you. But I do know that this is the first inaugural Polkadot parachain auctions. So I'm going to put a good amount into Kala for myself. I can't really say percentages or anything like that.
There are also other good projects that we're looking to come out as well.
Yes.
I know that Kilt is also going to be going for a spot on Polkadot as well. But hopefully we'll know the price of Kilt. But then again, we probably won't know the price of Kilt before they go. But they haven't put anything up yet, so it's possible. But that's another project that we were looking forward to. But we've already gotten into that one on Kusama.
Right. So, and then let's see, Lourdes said, so if we were staking, go into Kraken. Oh, I answered that. Okay, yeah, it's pretty quick if you unstake. Monda said, did you discuss option 1 versus option 2? Yes, but I don't mind touching on that again. Basically, when you come to akala.network, which I would recommend either navigating there from your email, And in your email, you should see, if you type in the search box up here, referral, you can find the email where they sent you your Acala Crowdloan referral link. When you scroll down here, it'll give you your referral link and everything so that you can use that or send to other people. We've dropped a couple in the Zoom chat as well.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. And then when you come here, there's a cool little video which goes over option 2, which is the initial one. It's just giving you liquid dot up front, meaning that when you designate your dot to this crowd loan, because you're coming here and participating early, they're going to give you a second token of an equal amount of tokens for you to use, which is liquid dot. And then with contribute directly, I can do that one as well. You literally can come here and just type in how much dot you want to put in. It's the same, only you're not getting LC dot. You're just locking up your dot for 96 weeks. So the only difference is option 1, you're just straight up locking your dot up. Option 2, you're locking it up, but you're getting LC dot, and that they're only letting that happen for a very short amount of time on option 2, I think. Well, actually, I think it was a Crowdloan. Where did I see a year?
A year is for Kusama, isn't it?
Oh, 1 second.
Hi everyone, this is Betty. See your dot balance on top. I noticed that the
I don't know if this was an older video, but up here, it was like 322 days. But this there's no telling when they recorded this. I think that's what I was looking at. But basically, we're trying to just go ahead and do it because it's been open since yesterday, and implicatively, it looks like they're doing that for a couple of days. So we don't know. So we're just trying to move with speed. And what were you about to say, Manny? Manny?
Yes, give me 1 second. I have my kids here and
Okay, yeah.
Charlene back here, so I'm running back and forth in between the rooms. So give me 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. And then Howie said, was anyone able to do Moonbeam? We will touch on that when the recording stops. I read that. And then Puma says he likes LC dot because it's better to use in DeFi. Puma, if you can unmute, have you used that somewhere thus far? Or you're anticipating using it somewhere?
I'm saying that's the purpose of it. LC dot is pretty much dot, but they're letting you have it as to keep you liquid. So if you want to participate, because Acala is the DeFi hub, so you'll be able to take out loan and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Thank you, Puma. Oh, and we are going to be covering a DeFi class next week, which I'll drop the flyer for that soon. But that'll be for a separate recording. Let's see, but that's pretty much it. I think I can stop the recording here because we did cover the basics. I'm gonna stop it. Boom.